Today I'm talking about something that I would not normally cover on this channel, but this is something that I'm invested in and not enough people are talking about this. New World is an action-adventure fantasy MMO that was released in 2021. It has great combat, an immersive world, skill leveling, and everything else you might expect from an MMO. I honestly believe that New World is a very underrated game. Like most MMOs, the New World community is full of people that have played for thousands of hours and then turn around and tell you that it's not worth playing, but I always enjoyed the adventure that this game has to offer. New World was developed by Amazon Game Studios, or AGS for short. And I say was developed because Amazon just laid off thousands upon thousands of people, including the entirety of AGS. And this happened right after they released a big-ass expansion for free, adding a huge new area, a new raid, new randomized dungeons, and a lot more. Plus, they gave out their previous expansion to anyone who didn't own it, so everyone can play all of the additional content that has been added over the past 4 years while only purchasing the base game, and that's honestly incredible. And they even refunded everybody who purchased the expansion 30 days prior to the new update, which is honestly just great business practice. The player count for New World on Steam went from around 10,000 players every day to over 40,000 players every single day since the new update came out. And that is only Steam. This game is also out on PS5 and Xbox. New World also, let's not forget, had one of the largest launches in the history of PC gaming. It's nearly tied with Elden Ring for the highest concurrent player count. There is clearly an audience for this kind of game, and I would know because I'm part of it. Yet Amazon apparently can't even keep a skeleton crew to work on the game. They would rather gut the entire studio and leave it to die. They would rather come out with some kind of Jackbox ripoff where you talk to a Snoop Dogg AI. That's real. This is a real thing that they're doing.
No way. I went straight to my room. No kitchen detours.
And who would have guessed that this is all part of Amazon's big plan? They're phasing out humans and replacing us with fucking robots. So what is going to happen to New World? Well, the servers will run at least throughout 2026. The game will remain as it is, unaffected for now. But beyond 2026, we have no guarantees. And they apparently plan to do routine things as well, like server merges and run seasonal events. However, there will be no more new content added to the game beyond this point. But you can bet your ass that the in-game store still functions properly. You know, Amazon, they're a small, struggling business and they just need your support, so they're gonna keep the microtransactions going. Fuck you, Amazon. New World was in the middle of an amazing comeback, like some Battlefront 2 level shit. The dev team was doing amazing work and you punished them for it. You really can't find a way to make profit on a game with tens of thousands of players? A game with the 9th largest Steam launch in history? What are you, fucking stupid? You don't deserve to be in this business anyways. Nobody should ever purchase another game from Amazon again. Don't support this level of greed. You know what? Why don't we name some names? I'm gonna name some names. Who is responsible for this bullshit? Obviously, there's Jeff the Goblin Bezos, who made Amazon what it is today, but the current president and CEO of Amazon is Andy Jassy. Your parents must have really hated you if your name is Andy Jassy. Brian T. Olsavsky is the chief financial officer at Amazon, so you can blame him for mismanaging Amazon's budget and finances. Matt Garman is the CEO of Amazon Web Services, and we all know how great Amazon Web Services has been for everyone lately. There's also Douglas J. Harrington, who oversees tons of Amazon businesses, including Amazon Shopping, Amazon fucking Health, Amazon Prime, like a lot of their more commercial ventures. Shelley L. Reynolds is the vice president of Amazon, and I kid you not, her other job title is Worldwide Controller. If your job title is Worldwide Controller, you're not the good guy. That's like some fucking Dr. Breen level shit. And there's David A. Zapolsky, who is the senior vice president and legal officer at Amazon. So if this video is suddenly taken down, you know who to thank. On Amazon's own website, they all love to gloat about their experience, the time they spent at Ivy League schools, and all the other successful companies they have worked for in the past. And with all of that experience in Amazon's leadership, the decades spent working on their careers, and all the people below you that will do whatever you say, none of you could make Amazon Game Studios profitable? Or was it because you felt the need to fire all of those workers so that you could pat yourselves on the back and enjoy a nice bonus to the tune of millions? You greasy fucking rats. But you know what? Fair enough. If you don't want to handle New World anymore, fine. Then let another company take over the game. There are plenty of MMOs that have changed hands between companies. PlanetSide 2 has been passed around by like 8 different companies. It's the goddamn Town Bicycle. Star Wars: The Old Republic switched dev studios entirely, so this isn't some unusual thing. And this whole situation really highlights how important the Stop Killing Games movement is. We need to make sure that our beloved online games don't just keel over and die when some C-suite douchebag says so. If you won't keep the game running, then give us the tools to run our own servers. It's not like you give a damn about the game anyways. I encourage everyone watching this video to stop supporting Amazon whenever it's possible. You know, I know it's hard to avoid these giant mega corporations, but try and seek out alternatives wherever possible. Instead of ordering everything on Amazon, which is something that we're all guilty of doing, go out and get off your ass and buy things in real life. I'm guilty of it, and I plan on doing this from now on. Instead of watching shows on Prime, just pirate them. Consider canceling any unnecessary subscriptions you might have, and then when they ask you why you canceled, tell them exactly why you canceled. And don't forget to name names. If any company does something that pisses you off like this, find out the names of their directors and make them known. I bet that some people watching this video still thought that Jeff Bezos was the CEO of Amazon, but there are a lot more people to blame than just one bald goblin. Now I'm gonna calm down, and I'm gonna read a letter that you can find in New World, in the new zone that was added a few weeks ago. We were there when you first found Thorpe in the Forsaken Grove after dragging yourself across a foreign beach. We were there when you found your first settlement, explored its charms and denizens. We were there when you fought pirates, tigers, corrupted, ghosts, and all manner of hazards across the land. We were there when you set foot on forsaken sands, filled with lost secrets and hidden dangers. We were there when you discovered the untamed wilds, filled with beasts and verdant jungles. We were there when you crept into the dark heart of lands filled with opulence, madness, and terror. Through it all, we watched, we delighted. We reveled in your enjoyment of every perfect moment, every carefully crafted story, and we even bore witness to the joining of two souls who met here in Eternum. We did it all for you, dear adventurer. Thank you for so many stories, triumphs, and fits of laughter. We raise a glass to our fallen comrades, Divya, Sean, Kelvin, and Aaron. Good luck, and good night. I want to thank all of the developers of New World. This letter shows that they knew they were getting laid off, and they still pushed forward to release an incredible final update. This game and the developers did not deserve this. I've played New World on and off since the open beta, and I will enjoy New World until it shuts off forever. If you have a PS Plus Extra subscription, you can actually download New World and try it out before it's gone. It's worth playing if you're a fan of MMOs or third-person action games. And if you already own New World but you haven't played since launch, then there's nothing stopping you from coming back and trying out all the new content, and it's been given to you all for free. If you are a current New World player and you want another MMO to play, I think Elder Scrolls Online would be the closest thing to New World. I am a long-time player of Elder Scrolls Online, so I can recommend it. And I'm also a big fan of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Once you get used to the classic, kind of like WoW-style tab targeting combat, SWTOR is really fun. Plus, you can try it out for free. And keep an eye on Soulframe. I think that game is going to scratch the same itch for a lot of people. As always, I want to thank my members, Swickity, ArchAngelShipyards, DirtyKnightmare, NOTSAINTT, Cheddar, Minuby, and Mushroombytheoaktree. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support my channel. It means a lot to me. And that is all I have for today, so this is Grand Moff Togan signing off.